The Business Revolution.
Welcome, revolutionaries. My name is Alan.
And I'm Cherry.
I'm Mick. And together, we are the three business musketeers who'll guide you through the evolving landscape of business and sustainability.
This podcast is made on the lands of the Boon Wurrung, Yugara and Turrbal, and Wada Wurrung people, to whom we pay our respects and acknowledgement. In today's episode, we're diving into something personally relevant to a very large percentage of Australians, particularly Victorians and people in ACT and WA, which is alternatives to gas for heating and cooking in their homes.
As the cost of living increases and, we're seeing power prices, they're getting higher, it's important to know that we can change our habits for a sustainable future while getting unbelievably quick financial wins at the same time.
It's not just the financial side of it. Of course, if you get off gas, it's also significantly better for the climate. We all know that. It's a fossil fuel gas. At the same time, we're also removing health risks. Like people are getting asthma and other things from inhaling this gas.
So whether you're a business owner, a climate advocate, or simply curious about the future of our planet, you won't want to miss this episode of The Business Revolution.
And that's why we're thrilled to have with us today Trent Jones. Trent has been in this electrical field for over 18 years. He started an electrical company called Wanda Sparky 11 years ago in 2013. That was from the back room of his house in Mornington here in Victoria, with just himself on the tools and his wife doing the books. But since then, he's been starting multiple companies in this energy upgrade industry. And today he has 35 employees with him on his team. That's electricians, refrigeration mechanics and plumbers and so on, under the company name All Electric Homes. They specialize in completely electrifying any dwelling, both residential dwellings, but also in the commercial sector.
So welcome, Trent, to the Business Revolution.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate. Would you mind starting by telling us a little bit about what you actually do?
Yeah, our customers come to us when they want to try and reduce cost of either living or cost of running their businesses. The first thing we do is establish their existing energy consumption. That's both in gas and electricity. Once we establish the baseline energy profile, we can then obviously recommend upgrades that are available. Now, we're lucky enough here in Victoria to have a whole bunch of rebates in the both residential and commercial sectors. So the VEU, which is the Victorian Energy Upgrades program, are very supportive to help companies and homeowners transition off gas to electric. So this is where we step in and look at the whole picture and give them that advice of the upgrades, what rebates are available, and give them basically an electrification plan to transition.
Trent, I'm interested in terms of how you shifted into that side of your business, which can be seen as a bit of a risk, but you took it anyway. So what did you see which made you confident that potential clients would be interested in switching to electric?
Yeah, good question. So we predominantly were just general electricians for many years. For the first 6 years, we just said yes to any electrical work. It didn't really matter what it was. We just serviced our clients' needs. What we found probably 2019, or sort of just on the other side of COVID hit, so 2020, 2021, we had a lot of clients really focused on health and try to, how we can reduce or increase the health benefits in the home. And we had heaps of people asking us questions about, what options do I have? We want to try and get off gas. So the VEU was sort of a little bit green back then. There wasn't much information out there. So we did a lot of research into what we could offer. And so after doing a lot of research, talking to different clients, different people, we sort of pieced it all together and started realising that the Victorian Energy Upgrades program have a lot to offer. And we found a massive gap in knowledge between what government are offering, what the client needs, and the actual tradespeople who need to do the work. And to this day, the tradespeople still don't know what to do. I would say 90% of all tradespeople out there in this space Have no idea.
Is it a gap in the, I guess, the education system as they come through? Is it not keeping up with it?
They don't teach you this in the education system. So in all school, in the trades industries, they're not teaching you about the rebates available. They're not really teaching you about the climate. They're really focused on the task at hand. So, all of this for me was self-learning, self-exploration, and not one person ever had the solution or the answers for me. I had to speak to multiple industries. My biggest issue was when I had to convince the plumbers and the refrigeration mechanics that this is the future. It's attitude. To me, it's attitude. And they got to move on and learn new things, which a lot of people are closed off to do. And this is where I think the biggest issue lies. And then when you have the consumer ask the tradesperson, I'm going to use the plumber as an example because when I first started to offer plumbing services under the VEU upgrades, I had the hardest time trying to convince other plumbing companies to jump on board and help doing what we were doing. We first started doing hot water heat pumps as a first energy efficient upgrade. It was like, it was so difficult to convince these plumbers that this is the future. They saw it as this is taking work away from us, or gas is the best. It was it was a massive hurdle I had to overcome. So I first started subcontracting the plumbers to us to help, and it became that difficult. I'm like, I can't continue doing this. So I managed to I put an ad out for a head plumber to operate in this space, someone who had a vision, who wanted to make change and really just, change the way we do things going forward. So he joined our team 14 months ago. And within 12 months, he grew our team to 10 plumbers that he now manages. And we've converted those plumbers into energy experts. So we can then apply those, not just general plumbing, we can do all sorts of plumbing upgrades in that space as well.
What's the atmosphere like among these 10, reskilled traders, you could say? What's the feeling? What's the feeling like being in this, new trade then?
Absolutely love it. So every day they're working alongside refrigeration. So refrigeration mechanics also similar issue, but not as hard to get across. They love it. The dynamics of the team now, they're three trades people working as a team, working together. They're a plumber and a sparky we have in a van each day, helping each other, working towards the same goal. So when the customer speaks to our guys, they're all talking the same language. Our plumbers have a very keen interest in electrification. They're learning new things. I'm even putting some of the plumbers and some of the electricians through dual courses. So they're becoming dual tradespeople. So they're upskilling in their fields. So they love it because they're learning new things. Our clientele has changed a lot now. So when we were just dealing with putting out spot fires for people, sometimes you'd be dealing with people who were reluctant to spend money. So the attitude or the dealings that our team out in the field would have with the clients is completely different to now. Now we're dealing with clients who are in touch with themselves, with the environment, the things that they're doing. They actually want to spend the money because it's making them feel good. So when our guys do these upgrades for them, it's a very happy environment for everyone involved. So the client's happy, they're getting reduced energy costs, healthier living, they're doing good for the environment. And then our trades people feel that and it transfers to them. So, and it makes what they're doing in their jobs really impactful. So it's a win-win, I see, for everyone involved.
Wow, what a wonderful cycle. As you say, clients are coming in with one issue, whether it be health or obviously finance. And yet they turn that around to demonstrate all the potential wins. It's a massive learning journey along the way for everybody, from the customers, from the sound of it. The customers aren't expecting that, the tradies. And it sounds like a wonderful cycle that the way you wrap that up at the end, it's like, now the people are getting excited, that filters back to the happy employees, which of course means they're going to give better service, I'm guessing, to their next customers and so on. It's an approach which certain sectors like the IT sector have been trying to do for over 10 years, is thinking, well, what does the customer need and how do we adapt for that? And it seems like that's what you've been doing very much. I wonder, what do you think people could take away from that to help more people take advantage of this way of shifting and seeing the opportunities and moving forward? What do you think there's needed to help them get it?
First thing we need is to have less confusion out there. So more education amongst the people who are giving the advice. What I found in the last 2 years, a lot of consultants have come into this space advising people what to do. Now, these consultants are usually academics who aren't in the trades industry that need to do who know how to do these works, but they're people who are educated, that they know, what needs to happen. So we've got these bunch of consultants here, which are really great. Like, we work with lots of these consultants, and they're very important to this transition. From the consultants, they have obviously a referral base of installers who need to do these works. Now, they need to, the people who they're referring the works to, or to make these things happen, that's where the issue lies. Because as I mentioned earlier, the tradespeople who actually need to do these works, they're the problem, because we've got conflicting ideas, we've got conflicting information coming from them. So if you ask a plumber in isolation about upgrading stuff, they will only know the plumbing aspect. They don't know by removing a gas cooker and putting an induction in puts a huge increased load on the property. So therefore, we might need to do a supply upgrade to the board or something. So when you're looking at it from an isolated point, their information that they might be providing might be right in that particular activity, but it's not doing any favours for the rest of it. And then you might have an electrician come along and go, hey, you can't do that because it's going to do this. And then the consumer goes, well, hang on, they didn't tell me that was going to impact that. And the consumer gets confused. And then they go, you know what, I don't trust what's going on here. I'm just going to shut the door on this and sit back to what I was doing. So getting that holistic or one look on the whole thing and all the information laid out from the start is key to actually making this happen faster and quicker. It's going to put more trust in the consumer. They'll know, they understand what's going on. So, to summarise it, the tradespeople need a lot more education. They need to work together they need to band together and make sure we're communicating the same language to the clients.
What language and what message do you think that your clients are sharing next time they, meet others at like a barbecue or the next Chamber of Commerce gathering and so on?
Any client that's gone through our upgrades, I would hope. Actually, we do have a few good case studies. Actually, they're complete. So we make it really simple for them. Part of our electrification journey is establishing that energy profile. So understanding what they consume in gas and electricity for the total year of their property. From there, we lay it out saying, well, based on what you've shared with us, you're producing 15 tonnes of CO2. It's costing you $5,000 a year to operate. After we do the upgrades, we make it very clear to them what sort of impact that's going to have based on industry standards and the technology that we're doing. So for them, it's when we address all that in one picture and we can do all the upgrades in one hit, one disruption to the property done, it's actually really simple. It's not difficult. We can generally totally electrify, a commercial premises or a 3-bedroom home, generally in 2 days, and that's doing rooftop solar all the way through to everything inside, from gas hot water service to heat pump upgrade, heating and cooling, gas cooking, you name it. It is actually quite simple when we isolate each thing at once, but then we look at it together.
Wow, it sounds like having that cohesive view that you can present in a way that makes sense with the knowledge that goes behind it and how to implement it. It's a painless action. 2 days to do all of that is a remarkably quick time. There's somebody who's had home renovations done before. So you're giving that extra value to make it more palatable to people as well. That's fantastic.
Trent, we have a segment called Rapid Fire Tip for Action, which is an opportunity for our guests to provide actionable insights for our listeners, to inspire them and to take action. What do you think underpins the success of your approach?
Yeah, great question, Jerry. I think the main success is bringing people together, bringing each tradesperson in as a whole, and talking to them all with the same language. So what we do now that I've got the team, we have weekly meetings where we pull up what we've done in the past week and we talk about everything. So our guys who are plumbers learn about electrical, our guys who are electricians learn about plumbing, and vice versa. And we share the stories and we share the problems and we share sort of the industry. That's the only way that we're going to be able to electrify forward, because it can't be done by one. It's a team. It's a team of I call it the league of extraordinary people. Like we've got the experts in each of their field. And how I run the company now, I've got a solar PV specialist who minimum 15 years in the industry. He looks after all of our guys who do solar. I've got a plumbing specialist who looks after the plumbers. I've got an electrical specialist who looks, and so on. So, and inside each company, you've got different divisions of specialists. So, like in the plumbing, we've got we've got heating and cooling. We've got hydronics systems, because hydronics are a big thing. They're one of the hardest things to electrify right now because of the expense and and how technical it is. So, I think it's bringing everyone together is the key. And that's what sort of is pulling us aside from the rest, because there's not a lot of people doing it right now. I think I was listening to another podcast the other day, and it was here in Australia. We've got, I think, 5 million homes across all of Australia we need to electrify by 2035. So they're saying that that's 500,000 homes a year in Australia. Now, if we were to refer back to the solar industry, right, the solar has been around for a long time. We've been putting solar in people's homes for a long time. Now, at the height of it, at its absolute peak, they were getting up to 400,000 homes a year. So the expectation us to meet these targets by 2035 is to trump that with total electrification. Solar was easy. You need just an electrician with an endorsement, right? Now we need to do all this other stuff. That's sort of what we're up against, and this is why we're trying to solve these problems that we're dealing with.
Fantastic. I love the League of Extraordinary. I can't remember exactly what you said, but that's something that I think every business should have, that mindset and approach to how they work.
Yeah, the cross-skilling, the collaboration, understanding each other's worlds is it's where you can, from my own experience, it's what makes the difference. So well done. This is fantastic. So thank you, Trent, for taking the time to share your insights, and that they are very inspiring. Just have one last question for you. Where can the listeners go to and learn more about what you do, and what, how you're working? What's the best way people can find out more?
Listen, we've got a website, allelectrichomes.com.au. Everything we do is on there. We have a pretty unique landing page where you can simply upload your latest electricity and gas bills. And what will happen is the tech that we've got running in the background will data scrape those bills, grab them, punch back an energy profile annually, so it'll tell you what your consumption is from gas and electricity. It'll also ask you a few questions about what gas appliances you have in your home. You simply just need to go, I've got a gas hottie, a gas heating and cooling system, or business. It works for both. And it will spit you back some pretty real information quite quickly. So you can have a play. You can sort of see it's tailored to suit your specific property. And that way it just gives you, it's our way of giving you guys a little bit of content, so you can research, look at the products that are available, look at the rebates that are available. All this stuff's being calculated in the back end. Then if you're really interested, all you need to do is get on the phone. We've got all your information straight away. We can give you advice straight away and then organise a home visit.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I think there's something that I'd recommend our listeners have a play with. Nothing to lose. So it sounds great.
Okay, and that's a wrap for today's episode of The Business Revolution.
I hope you've enjoyed. Once again, diving deep into this world, the new world of business and sustainability together with us.
And remember, the revolution doesn't end here. It's up to each and every one of us to take the knowledge and inspiration from today's episode and turn it into action.
Whether it's implementing sustainable practices in your own business or advocating for change in your community, every single step counts towards building a better future.
We will also connect you on our website, businessrevolution.earth, where we'll put out links that are relevant from this episode and also the past episodes, of course. That's the place where you can get more involved with the business revolution.
And likewise, if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe on the website that Mick's just mentioned, businessrevolution.earth, and review it and share your feedback, because we want to hear what you're thinking, but obviously that will be inspiring for others too.
And thank you for joining us on this journey of transformation. Together we can revolutionize the way we do business and create a world that's sustainable for generations to come.
Stay tuned for insights, inspiration, and actionable steps to help reshape the way we do business for a better tomorrow.
Until next time, keep innovating, keep inspiring, and keep pushing for positive change in your business wherever you work for a brighter tomorrow. I'm Mick.
I'm Alan.
And I'm Cherry, signing off. The business revolution starts with you.